In this video, we will discuss Crelate's Zapier integration. To start, you'll navigate to the top left-hand corner menu, followed by moving to your profile and preferences. Before we actually get to the Zapier integration, you first will need to enable API access. This is a business-only feature, but simply selecting the On button will generate an API key. Now moving to the integration section, you'll notice that Zapier is a partner here. Expanding the Get Started will give you a select menu of options. So Zapier itself is an online automation tool that connects thousands of apps. You can connect 2 or more apps to automate repetitive tasks without actually needing to code. You may move information between web apps automatically, as we'll show here in several examples. If you haven't already, you can sign up directly using this link with a Zapier account. Or if you already do have an account, you can simply begin by either using the pre-made Zaps or navigating to Zapier's page to create a new Zap. In this case, for this video, we'll do a little bit of both. We'll start actually by using a pre-made Zap to create contacts from new Google Sheet rows. So if I use this Zap, since this is pre-made, Crelate will automatically display the connected trigger between Crelate and Google Sheets. We'll start with the Google Sheets pre-made trigger, which is a new spreadsheet row. It will have you verify and connect to your account before saving and continuing. In this instance, you'll simply select the spreadsheet you'd like to integrate. So I will choose from my available spreadsheets and choose my contact spreadsheet. For worksheets, I'll select the drop-down and choose Sheet 1. So I only have one sheet on this spreadsheet, so I will make that selection. Once I continue, you will have the option to test. You can pick a sample and view what an actual row looks like. I can make my selection, followed by continuing. Here, I'll see my action item, which is to create a new contact. Once again, I can test the step and then save and continue. Now, there will be some setup required in order to correctly import the information from, in this case, the Google Sheet to Crelate. I'll use the drop-down menu here to map over my name field. I can show advanced options as I have the option to map over any field from that sheet into Crelate. So we will select the current position title as the job title and the company as the company. You'll see it's using that example contact we set to give us a series of options. Once this is complete, I can scroll down to the bottom and continue. It shows me my sample, so I can actually send a test of Mike Krzyzewski to Crelate. With this completed, I can finish that step, and I've now created a successful Zap. I can then see it in my Zaps to manage existing or make another Zap. When I go to see it in my existing Zaps, you'll have a full list of available options as well as drafts that you've previously created. If for any reason you need to come back and edit any step, simply using the drop-down arrow here will allow me to go back and edit, rename, or make other changes. So if I need to perform a configuration, I may select Edit to be brought right back into that app. Expanding by clicking the logo here will allow me to make changes to my triggers or entirely to which app I'm connecting and integrating with. In order to view our test Zap in action, we'll navigate back to our spreadsheet and add a new contact record. With that record created, we can then navigate back to Crelate, refresh our browser, and view David Madison as that newly created contact with his name and title. Now for our next example, we will create a brand new Zap on Zapier's dashboard. So if we navigate to Zapier's homepage, and in this case our Zaps, we have the option to make a new Zap. So we'll do so, creating one from scratch. I'm going to start this action from Crelate this time, so I will select Crelate, and then choose from the available triggers. You can show more to see all available triggers. In this case, I'm going to create a new contact. One thing to note, you will want to connect. This is where the API key comes into play. So if I select Connect Account, it will prompt a pop-up dialog, in which case I can copy and paste my API key directly here to continue. Since I have already completed that step, I will select the appropriate API key, followed by saving and continuing. With this option, it will give me, again, a sample to pick from. So it'll show me which contact it was pulling, in this case, David Madison, who we had just created. So I will continue. With that completed, I can then go ahead and add a step. In this case, I'll pick an action item, and I'll be connecting Crelate with Constant Contact. That way, every time a contact is created in Crelate, we'll also create that contact in Constant Contact. I'll save and continue, which will then bring me to validate my account credentials. As mine are already validated, you'll see that up above. However, if not, you can simply connect your account to verify your login ID and password. Once I save and continue, it will prompt me to set up the template. The template is simply the required fields that we'll be mapping over to Constant Contact. In this case, the red indicates that this is a required field, so I'll select the list and Constant Contact I'd like to map to, as well as the email ID. Every other field is optional, however you can use the drop-down to make selections as needed. With this completed, I can scroll to the bottom to continue, followed by viewing the available fields and testing this step. With that test contact being created, I can finish out to be brought here and have the option to turn on and enable this Zap. With that now enabled, we'll see what this looks like in action. I'll navigate back to Crelate and create a new contact record. With my fields filled out, I will select OK to create Caitlin as a new contact record in Crelate. From there, I can navigate to Constant Contact to take a look at this new record in my database. On Constant Contact, I can navigate to my contacts, where we'll be able to view Caitlin as a newly created contact within Constant Contact. As you can see, there are tons of available triggers and apps that you can integrate with. There are several different ways at the time of creating a Zap in which you can truly come in to view all available apps. So you can always come back to your Zap dashboard in order to manage and navigate which app you'd like to connect Crelate with. Feel free to reference our help text and guides at any time. We do leave those directly as templates available here within the app, so you can always make a selection to use a pre-made Zap to help you get a feel for it. Well, that will conclude this video, and thanks for watching.